Jeune Nouveau is a cycle of hope. We are trying to build leaders who will stay in the community because we are in the community. We are working in the community of Bon Repos. This is the conversation, this is the message all the time.
I'm really proud to see what's happening down there. Community growth, quality education. We have education from adults all the way to primary school, kindergarten, secondary school, and now university scholarship. And we see all of these programs tying together, and now we're taking it to economic empowerment, entrepreneurial opportunities, and pulling through education into economic community growth.
I think of Jeune Nouveau as a place where people can go and increase their skills and learn those reading, have that literacy support, and learn the skills that they need to improve their situation and their family's situation and the communities.
I think it's happy to sponsor them because then they are happy and then they have more hope.
What excites me a lot is then we now have a pipeline of talent which we're going to incentivize and motivate to stay in the community of Bon Repos. And a lot of that is around taking these seeds of hope from multiple different ambitious young people and making opportunity, helping them create their own opportunities in the community.
Jeune Nouveau is not trying to solve all of the country's problems. It's trying to build one community at a time by helping kids go to school, helping them get health care, working with their parents to help them get small business loans so that they can continue supporting their families, teaching the parents how to read so that they can help kids with their homework, and ultimately providing these kids an opportunity to go to university through our scholarship program, and afterwards working with them to reinvest and rebuild that community.
I think we like to stress at Thayer Academy that it's important not just to think about yourself, but to try to think about people with whom you're not necessarily connected, such as family and the larger local community. So I like how Jeune Nouveau encourages us to extend our reach beyond ourselves towards something bigger than ourselves.
A cycle of hope is so important for not just the families of Haiti, but the families anywhere, children anywhere. And for Jeune Nouveau is really a beacon of light, a beacon of hope, a beacon of promise for these families.
And it's not just the families in Haiti, it's also the families here. We look at this as a way for our kids to feel hopeful that someday they'll be able to meet these children and know that they had an impact in their lives. So it's not, they give to us too. It's not one way where we're giving to them, they also give to our family.
Haitians have many proverbs. It's part of their oral tradition. But the one I've heard when I've traveled to Haiti is espoir fait vivre, which means hope makes life. So even though there's one crisis after another in Haiti, there's crushing poverty, there's a pandemic, there's hurricanes, there's drought, there is an earthquake, there's a political assassination of a president. All of those crises occur, and yet Haitians still have hope. And, that's one of the things I love about Jeune Nouveau. Its name is New Day. It essentially means hope. It's a torchbearer of hope in Haiti. I think we need to look for models in Haiti, organizations that are doing it right. And what Jeune Nouveau does right is they have their staff all Haitian, 100% Haitian. And that is lifting up role models for other people in the community, people that they can aspire to be like. And it inspires the youth to, continue their studies so that they can be like some of these mentors. We need more organizations in Haiti that are run by Haitians. And it's wonderful when we have well-meaning Americans like you and me involved. But really, ultimately, we have to have the Haitians in the lead.
I grew up in the community of Bon Repos, and I was able to access education despite the fact that in my country, the literacy rate for women is lower compared to men. So being a part of a program that cares about girls' education, it means a lot to me, and it is so amazing.
The Student Center is going to be a safe place in the community for all of our students to come and meet. And the Student Center is going to bring our community together in ways we can only imagine right now. Our tutoring programs, our after-school programs, we're building a computer lab so kids can come and do their homework and benefit from computer with access to the internet and electricity, which they don't always get.
They can solve community problems there, and they can celebrate their culture. So pride is inseparable from hope, in my opinion. And this community center is just going to be a wonderful beacon of hope for the community.
When I talk about Je ne veux with friends or other people, the most important piece that I want people to understand is that the money that's given goes directly to the children or directly to the women who need the microloan or directly to the university students to pay their tuition. So it's not, taking some off the top for behind the scenes. So that's really important. Je ne veux does an excellent job at keeping those two pieces separate. The money that you give directly impacts not just the child that you're sponsoring, but also that entire family, which is so important.
We saw after the earthquake of 2010 that a lot of money was not well spent, mainly because it was devoted to top-down strategies, big schemes to fix Haiti, rather than just trusting the wisdom of Haitian community members and leaders who've been managing things in their communities for years, because there's not a government that can provide social supports, social services. So the people on the ground, they have been managing with a lot of wisdom and a lot of grace, and we need to invest in them.
We're blown away by how supportive our friends are because they see how passionate we are about it. But then they realize, wow, this is something that's really making a difference for people. And what's really fantastic is when our friends and our family and colleagues start to have their own individual direct connections with people down in Haiti. So some of our friends, when they're sponsoring, when they receive their letters back, when they have the opportunity to interact directly, it's just enriching. And we can see how exciting it is for our friends and their young children to be thinking about their sister or brother down in Haiti.
Education is the gift. It really is the gift, that elusive gift that we talk about, the gift that keeps on giving, with a sense of paying back as well as paying forward. When you meet young people, say, for example, those who are going to Quisqueya University, and I think we have 5 or 6 right now. And I met them in 2018, and to actually sit down and chat with them and feel the gratitude that they have for what we're doing gives you a measure of that kind of small gesture that we're making that has a huge impact on others.
We see our donors. They are consistently supporting us. And that's the commitment that we make to them to continue the work that we are doing. Do it for the participant and for also the people who are supporting us. So the support is not in vain.
A cycle of hope for me means that Haitians are trained and empowered to respond to both opportunities and crises in their own country, and that we walk beside them. We provide the technical assistance if they need it, as well as the funds, which certainly they need in order to accomplish what their visions are.
So what I see in the future is I do see these young people who are going to Je ne veux and getting the skills that they need to increase their education and expand their education. I do see them becoming the next set of leaders for Haiti to help that community and help that country become what it should be, where it should be, and where they want it to be.
We are about creating a cycle of hope. Educate, enrich, empower. We have programs to do all of those things. We're small enough to know everybody. We're big enough to be making a difference, a real difference for a large number of people. And it's exciting to see our programs grow.
We are growing, and we have more people coming every day. So the cycle of hope continues.
Thank you. Thank you, host. Et je t'aime beaucoup. Bisous. Thank you. Moi, voyez un gros câlin pour vous. Thank you. Thank you. Moi, je l'aime parce que vous devez payer l'école là. Thank you. Merci parce que vous payez l'école là. Merci parce que vous aidez maman. Maman, en plus, bye bye. Bye bye.